Welcome to this session using powerful writing trees to develop and strengthen student writing. I'm Robin Dixon, Pre-K through 5th grade ELA Social Studies Consulting Teacher, and I will be your presenter for this session. Let's begin by reviewing our learning intentions and success criteria. Our learning intention is as follows. We are learning to use a powerful writing tree so that we can effectively write a paragraph or multi-paragraph paper. You will be successful when you can identify the parts of a powerful writing tree, practice creating a powerful writing tree, and determine how a powerful writing tree can be used in your classroom. So what exactly is powerful writing? We've used that term, and powerful writing is simply an organizational structure or a graphic organizer to help students learn how to pre-write in order to effectively write a paragraph or even a multi-paragraph paper in older grades. So it's simply a graphic organizer that helps them to organize and think ahead about their ideas and to be able to effectively organize them as well. And powerful writing can work as low as kindergarten and first grade if students possess those basic writing skills. So if you are a K-1 teacher, you might think about how you can adapt this down to your students in first grade and kindergarten and creating a rudimentary beginning paragraph. So let's keep diving into a powerful writing tree. And here we go. And so why do we want to use powerful writing? Why do we want to use a graphic organizer? Well, first of all, it helps students to organize their thinking, and it also helps them to become fluent in developing writing ideas and details. And it really gives them a way to think and organize before they get to a sheet of paper. Oftentimes, students will look at a blank sheet of paper and say, I have nothing to write about, or I don't know how to start. A powerful writing tree, graphic organizer, helps them to avoid this issue of what I call the blank paper syndrome. There is some basic vocabulary that you need to understand as you're using powerful writing. And those are, number one, topic and main idea. So we want to teach students what's the topic or the main idea of your writing. That's simply the purpose. And then you'll hear details. And details are what help to explain our main idea. And major details are important and distinct when we look at the main idea. There are critical details that help us to give more specific information about our topic or main idea. Whereas if we look at minor details, we can think of these as ones that we are adding that help to give even more detail, but are not always necessary. Major details in topic are. Minor detail, if we're doing a 5-paragraph essay, for example, would be very important to include. We use the term sentence, and when we talk about sentence in powerful writing, it's just like what we would refer to with any writing. A sentence has a subject and a predicate. And a paragraph is a group of sentences telling about a major detail. Could be the introduction or the summary paragraph. One of the things to think about in a paragraph is sometimes students will ask, what's the number of sentences I need to have in a paragraph? That's a fine balancing act. It depends on how specific you're getting with regards to minor details. But we know that a paragraph is usually 3 to 5 sentences, and possibly more depending on the age of the students that you are teaching writing to. And a summary. Think about when you're reading. A summary gives an overview of everything that you've talked about in that story. So a summary includes the major events, and a paragraph for writing summary does the same thing. It's a sentence or a paragraph where we're stating the topic and the major details. So we're reminding the reader what we've spent time writing about. It wraps it up for the reader. And transition words. We know that transition words help to create flow and help to create that sense of organization as we're writing, using words such as first, next, after that, finally. Those transition words help to move the reader from idea to idea within a paper. And so those are the vocabulary words that you will see throughout powerful writing. So on the screen, you will see a powerful writing tree. You'll notice that there are different levels within powerful writing. We have level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and level 5. And a powerful writing tree is organized just like this. So you will see this format throughout powerful writing as a way that you can help to teach your students how to write with strong ideas and content, as well as strong organization. So let's look at level 1, introducing powerful writing to students. You will see that there are 2 lessons in the Powerful Writing book. And I forgot to mention to you, if you would like to see a copy of and have a copy of the Powerful Writing Tree book, I can send that to you. Just reach out and you will have all of the lessons and information that you need to teach powerful writing to your students. So in level 1, there are 2 lessons. And what we are doing is we are introducing students to the basics of how to use a powerful writing tree. In the first lesson, you will work on identifying the difference between topic and main idea in details. And in the second lesson, you are teaching students how to compose a 4-sentence paragraph with a topic sentence and 3 details. So you'll see already that we're teaching students a formula, a way to think about writing an effective paragraph. And on the screen, you will see what powerful writing looks like in the introduction stage. You'll notice on the left-hand side right here, we see the main idea and the details. And when we say level 1 and there's lessons, please keep in mind that a lesson is not daily. A lesson could take multiple days to complete to have your students develop proficiency with these skills. So here we have Mike, Jane, and Mary, and they're coming up with the topic at the top. Here we have the topic, and then we're putting the details, blue, and then students could put red, green, for example. Vegetables, corn. Students will put down 2 other vegetables. So it's helping them to delineate between main idea and major details. And you'll see over here is another example of worksheets that students will work through. And so you'll see animals on and we know farm, chickens and cows, and students practice filling in and completing a powerful writing tree. So a student might put ducks or horses. So it also helps students to individualize. We're teaching all students the same format, but students have a great deal of flexibility, as always in writing, to create a personalized piece of writing. So let's work through an example together. So let's say we gave the students the topic of pizza toppings, and we're introducing them to this. What our students would do is that they would then complete their toppings. So let's say I was to do this, and I'm going to put pepperoni, cheese, and green olives. And so what I've done is I've created a rudimentary, basic graphic organizer or powerful writing tree for my students. Think about in first grade how you could use this, especially getting them to understand a paragraph and how to write down their ideas. In level 2, the lessons that work through the next level, students will work on discriminating between major and minor details. Now, you'll notice that the first lines, here's my topic, and then you'll notice my major details. Zoo animals, lion, elephant, giraffe. And this would be my major details. Those are the animals. And notice now that I have lines going down, these are my minor details. So I'm giving details about a lion. I'm saying loud roar. I'm giving a minor detail about an elephant, a long trunk. And giraffe, tall neck. So I have topic, major details, minor details. So notice that I'm developing and I'm deepening the level of detail that I'm writing with. And so you'll see here is an example of an assignment that a student could do. So they'll take this paragraph and they'll break it down into the topic, the major details, the minor details, and the summary. There are many animals at the zoo. So I would put zoo animals at the top. One animal at the zoo is an elephant with its long trunk. They would put elephant, long trunk. So it's getting them to practice and discriminate between major and minor details. If you're working with older students in the intermediate grades, this is something that they might be familiar with and might just need help filling out and completing this graphic organizer, or you may have students that feel comfortable with this and are ready to roll. It depends on the level of instruction that students have had in writing instruction. So let's look at how this would look with level 2, going back to the example of pizza toppings. So in level 1, we added pepperoni, cheese, and green olives. Now let's move to our minor details. So I have pepperoni. I put my details, spicy and greasy. I put mozzarella and Parmesan and melty and gooey under cheese. And my details for green olives, slightly salty and round slices with red pimento. Now in level 2, you're also teaching students how to take that paragraph and how to write your major and your minor details and to put this in a paragraph. So let's look at the example that I've created. It says there are many wonderful toppings to put on a pizza. That's my topic sentence. I have 3 pizza toppings that I like best. The first topping I like is pepperoni. The best kind for pizza is spicy and greasy, which adds to the wonderful taste of the pizza. The second topping I enjoy is cheese. I find the best kinds of cheese for a pizza are mozzarella and Parmesan. I love them that they are gooey and melted when I pick up a piece. The final topping I like on my pizza is green olives. I love how the round green slices with a pimento in the center adds a bit of saltiness to the pizza. These are the 3 toppings I enjoy the most on my pizza. So you'll notice that I've taken and I've gone back. Let's go back to our graphic organizer. I've taken this graphic organizer or this powerful writing tree. I've taken the topic and made that my first sentence, my main idea sentence in my paragraph. I used first for pepperoni, second for cheese, and third for green olives. And notice how I took that and put this into my paragraph. This is exactly what we want students to do when they're writing. We want to make it as easy as possible. I like to tell students that really the writing should be the easiest part. It's getting your ideas on paper and organized before you start writing that is the difficult task. So let's look at level 3. In level 3, we are taking and we are expanding our paragraph into 5 paragraphs. And in this set of lessons, students are going to expand a powerful writing tree into a 5-paragraph report or a 5-paragraph paper. Now, perhaps you're thinking, oh my gosh, I don't know that my students are ready for that. You could even take and you could do a 3-paragraph report. You could start and you could do lion and elephant and use those for a paragraph, for paragraphs. So also think about the expectation of students. By 5th grade, we want them to be able to create a 5-paragraph paper. But if we start looking at doing these powerful writing trees at the younger grades, think about how we can build on that as students get older. So let's look at the page from the powerful writing instruction sheet. Notice right here, We've got a formula. Here's our powerful writing tree. We've got our introduction, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, paragraph 4, and our summary. Notice that what we are doing is this is giving us a formula for students to follow. If we want students to write effectively, we have to show them what that looks like. And Powerful Writing Tree is an excellent way to do just that. So here's a student sample on the board. And you will see the Powerful Writing Tree completed at the top. And then you will see the paragraphs at the bottom. So they've used this graphic organizer to help write and create the 5 paragraphs. So take a moment to pause the video and spend a moment reviewing this Powerful Writing Tree and the writing and see the strong connection between those. And when you're ready, start the video and proceed to the next slide. So I hope you found that example useful to read. If we go back to our pizza example, here's what this would look like. We'd have our introductory paragraph where we stated that we were writing about pizza, that we're talking about pepperoni, cheese, green olives, and our concluding paragraph. So we would take our ideas and we would expand them into a 5-paragraph paper. Now, in Level 4, once students have learned the formula of writing, we are expanding this and we are teaching them how to add transitions and sentence variety to their papers. We know that these are important elements, but we also know that students have to become efficient and effective in the basic skills of powerful writing before we add in transitions and sentence variety. So in the book, there are 3 lessons on Level 4. Lesson 5, students will become more fluent and they will learn how to use transition words and phrases. In Level 6, students will become fluent in learning how to use sentence variety. We don't want students starting every sentence with I, for example. We want them to vary their sentence length. We want them to use a variety of complex sentences, compound sentences, and so on. And keep in mind that that fluency and that sentence variety, rather, will look different at given grade levels. In the primary grades, our sentence variety may look quite a bit different than it would in 4th and 5th grade, for example. And then finally, in Lesson 7, students will begin looking at more interesting ways to write a summary and how to really leave the reader with a strong sense of conclusion at the end of a written paper. So you will see, here's another example where they are reviewing their papers. They're adding an interesting conclusion. You'll see right here, one man's trash is another man's treasure. And at the end, they've used today, reuse, recycle, reduce. So they've added variety into their writing. So you can take a moment and pause and read through this paper on the screen to see how transitions and sentence variety were added to make this paper much more interesting. And when you are ready, you can proceed to the next slide. And finally, in Level 5, there's a lesson that students will complete. And in this lesson, students will be able to identify the main idea sentence in different locations. So in the beginning of the program, it teaches powerful writing through the idea of that we always put our main idea sentence at the beginning. And so by the time students have become proficient in all of the other 4 levels, students can start to see where we can put the main idea sentence in the 2nd sentence or at the 3rd sentence, for example. So this also adds interest and variety. And this may be something that you will do much more with older students than you would in students in the primary grades, for example. So we want to really start adding in interest and variety so that our writing seems less formulaic. This is where we can also add in and personalize for each student. So, how would you use powerful writing within the classroom? Let's take a moment to examine some ideas. So, the first of all, we can use powerful writing with informational writing. Describing a science experiment completed in class, using a powerful writing tree to describe that experiment. Tell why George Washington was important in history, or tell why women were important in history. So adding in and personalizing, a student could find 3 ideas why George Washington was important, add their major and minor details, and they could do that as a paragraph, or they could do it as a 5-paragraph essay. But the formula will still work. If we look at 3rd grade social studies, what are the important parts of a community? So students would find 3 important parts of the community and create a paragraph or multi-paragraph paper. What are the characteristics of the Northeast region or the Southeast region of the United States to tie into 4th grade social studies? What could 3 characteristics of the Northeast be, for example? Writing an essay about a famous inventor. So what are some other ideas that you have? If you want to take a moment to pause the video and write down a few of your ideas, feel free to do so, and when you're ready, proceed to the next slide and start the video. So I hope you had some great ideas for informational writing with powerful writing trees. So let's look at how you could use a powerful writing tree in a personal type of writing. Maybe you ask students to write about something that was funny, scary, or exciting, and they could organize sequentially this way. Sometimes students, when you ask them to do a personal essay, it tends to be a laundry list of ideas. Tell me about your favorite vacation. And students will tell you everything they did day by day, or tell me about camp. And what we want is we want students to focus on really what are the highlights. So it helps them also narrow their focus so that it's not simply a retelling of an event. What you did on your vacation, Thanksgiving break or winter break, each paragraph or each major detail could be one of the items that they did. What I like about my school. This also kind of ties into informational a little bit, but it's going to be personal because students will may like different things about their schools. Tell about a favorite sport or hobby. What I like about my community. So this may have helped you to think about some other ideas that you could use for personal writing. So take a moment to pause the video and jot down some ideas that you could use a powerful writing tree in your writing instruction when you're working on personal types of writing. So go ahead and pause the video, write your ideas down, and when you're ready, start the video once again and proceed on. So hopefully you had some ideas that you're able to take back and use in your classrooms. So let's look at persuasive writing and how we could use powerful writing with persuasive writing tasks. So again, we've kind of got to tie in with social studies. This could be 3rd or 4th grade. Think of different places to live. Choose one place you would like to live and try to persuade others it is the best place to live. We've got small towns, cities. You could also do urban, rural, and suburban to tie in with 3rd grade social studies, for example. Here's another idea. The principal would like ideas for improving the playground. Write a letter to explain what changes you think should be made and why they would improve the playground for all students. The mayor has announced that children are watching too much television during the week and their schoolwork is suffering. He is asking parents to turn off the television on school nights. Do you agree or disagree with this strategy? Choose one side and write a letter to the mayor explaining your opinion. Perhaps you're wanting to students are wanting an idea with something that's happened in class and how to solve a problem. So you can use that as well. And that ties in with rules that you have for social studies in those standards. So what are some other ideas that you had? So go ahead and pause the video and think about how you could use powerful writing when you're teaching persuasive writing. And when you're ready, start the video and proceed to the next slide. So I hope you have found this overview of powerful writing to be beneficial. And let's review our learning intentions and success criteria to see if they were met. First of all, our learning intention. We are learning to use a powerful writing tree so that we can effectively write a paragraph or multi-paragraph paper. And are you successful? Are you able to identify the parts of a powerful writing tree? And were you able to practice writing a powerful writing tree? And can you determine how a powerful writing tree can be used in your classroom? I'm Robin Dixon, pre-K through 5th grade ELA Social Studies consulting teacher, and it has been my pleasure to present this session with you. After taking a look, if you are wanting more information about Powerful Writing Tree, or you are wanting this resource to use in your classroom, please do not hesitate to reach out, and I can send you the Powerful Writing Tree book so that you can use this in your classroom instruction.